Today we are going to be listening to a Ukrainian accent, and we're going to learn how to change the sounds and prosody to a more standard American English accent. I was able to get the language sample from the website IDEA, which is the International Dialects of English Archive. It's a really cool website, and Comma Gets a Cure, the text that they were reading, the copyright information is in the show notes. So I hope you enjoy. Here we go.
Then she put on a plain yellow dress and a fleece jacket.
Then she put on a plain yellow dress and a fleece jacket. He did better with this sentence. Put, though, that's a tricky one because it has a horseshoe U in it. Horseshoe U is like someone just hit you in the stomach. It's not O, it's not it's somewhere in the middle. She put on a plain yellow dress and a fleece jacket. Plain yellow dress and a fleece jacket. Jacket.
Picked up her kit and hid for work.
Picked up her kit and headed for work. All right, picked is one syllable, the ed just becomes a t, but headed is two syllables, and that time he didn't pronounce the second syllable, so I know it's confusing. Picked up her kit. Kit ends in a t sound. Sometimes we don't pronounce the t very well, we don't aspirate it as much, but in this case, because kid is also a word meaning child, K-I-D, we would probably pronounce that T a little more just so that people are sure what word we're using. Picked up her kit and headed for work.
Then she got there.
When she got there, the word got, he said goed, it should be got with a short O, and a T on the end. He used a D, which is just a voiced T, but we want to make sure it's a T, even if it's soft. When she got there.
There was a woman with a goose waiting for her.
There was a woman with a goose waiting for her. He did pretty good with a there was a woman. For the word with, he used a Z on the end, whiz. And then goose, it sounded like ghost. I almost thought it was a ghost. A ghost was waiting for her. Because when I heard the long O, that's the word that popped into my mind. So it should be goose, long U, goose, waiting for her. And first he said here, and then he tried to fix it to her. It was closer to her. His could still use a little bit of work, but tongue back, R.
The woman gave Sarah an official letter from the vet.
The woman gave Sarah an official letter from the vet. He got Sarah right that time. That was good. Sarah, era. Official, that C should be an SH kind of sound. Official. And then letter from the vet. The, he pronounced with a Z and a U instead of a TH, a voiced TH and a short U. So he said zoo, and it should be the. So zoo vet is kind of how his sounded, and it should be the vet.
The letter implied.
The letter implied. This is a good example of how prosody and holding out the vowels can kind of make a difference. So the letter implied, I'd, instead of being quick like the letter implied, we would say it more like the letter implied. It's a subtle difference, but it's one that your listeners will pick up on.
That the animal could be suffering from.
That the animal could be suffering from. The, again, he sometimes uses a Z instead of a TH for the, but he got it right for that, so I'm not sure why he doesn't always get it for the. But that the animal could, I heard cold, it almost sounded like cold, like it's freezing outside, it's cold. So that really needs to be a horseshoe U and no L is pronounced, it's just could. The animal could be suffering, and we hold out our ing a tiny bit more maybe than he did, suffering from.
a rare form of foot and mouth disease.
A rare form of foot and mouth disease. So foot has a horseshoe U. It sounded more like foot. It needs to be foot, foot. And mouth, that TH on the end, should be tongue between the teeth, the TH, mouth, instead of it's an S. It sounded like an S. And disease actually has a Z in the middle and a Z on the end. Even though they're spelled with S's, it's disease. And we hold out that last syllable a little bit more and make sure it's a long E. Disease. A rare form of foot and mouth disease.